Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking romantic chemistry. First of all, I want to address the elephant in the room, which is this, my microphone. A pathetic excuse of a microphone. I have seen everybody's comments kindly, they're very nice, telling me that my videos are too quiet, and so I have been seeing that and I'm trying to make a change. I just couldn't right away because all my videos were backlogged, like they were already filmed too quietly, so it was too late, but I'm trying to do something about it now. Basically, what I think happened, because at the beginning of my channel I didn't get these complaints, and then I started getting them recently, and I haven't changed anything crazy, so I was like, I thought that the volume was fine. I didn't change anything because I was like, I guess it's okay. It's not like it's not like you guys can't hear me like at all. It just is like the overall video is quiet, like everything about it is quiet. So basically what I think happened is around like the end of last year, my phone, okay, so hold on, there's so much to explain. I film on my phone because I don't have a fancy camera, I don't have a fancy anything. You guys know I write on my laptop, like I don't have anything fancy, you know, I don't have any money. So I film on my phone, and at the beginning of my channel I would film with no microphone plugged in, just like with the phone microphone that's already in the phone, and that seemed to be loud enough. But then I don't remember when it was, like December or January, which is when I started getting these complaints, I think, which it's September, so it's taken me forever to fix. But basically earlier this year, my phone's microphone blew out or something. I'm not sure what happened. I didn't like do anything. My phone's just old, so I think it just like is glitching. It can still record me speaking, but it will sometimes do this weird gargling sound, and it'll make my voice like sound like there's like multiple voices under my voice, like I'm being like demonically possessed. And I was like, this will not do. And it's just like every couple minutes it'll glitch, and I'm like, that's so distracting, because I film these sit down videos where I just talk and talk, and like for vlogs it was okay because I just like talk in clips, and so if it happens like once every 10 minutes no one notices. But like when I'm doing a video just sitting and talking, and that's all that you're watching, it's just me talking, I was like, I don't want to sound like there's a demon in my throat. So I got this, my trusty pair of Apple headphones, and I plugged them in, and I rested the microphone. Hopefully this doesn't like mess up my voice so much, but I rested the microphone on top of my phone, right? So like the microphone was coming from, so like the microphone was like equal where it used to be, like it was just on the phone. So no matter like where I moved, the microphone was the same. Long story short, I think that it was too far away, the microphone, and that's why my voice got quiet. And these Apple, oh my god, help. And these microphones, they like are noise canceling, and I think they just make everything quieter. So that's, I think, what happened. I'm hoping this is better, because I know that the sound quality of Apple headphones isn't bad. It's not the quality, it's the quiet. So I'm like, maybe if I hold it to my mouth, it'll be better. I mean, I don't see why that wouldn't be the solution. Anyways, thank you for sticking around if you did, because now we're going to talk about the actual point of this video. I just wanted to address that. You know, I don't want you guys to think that I'm just ignoring you. You're like, Katie, I can't hear you. And I'm just like, don't care. But of course I care. Just have to post all the backlog and then I can fix it. It's time to talk about chemistry. Banta, if you will. I write women's fiction / general fiction / I don't really know what to call it, but that have romance subplots. So chemistry and creating chemistry between two characters And the art of that, the science of that, I have spent a lot of time thinking about. I also find it so interesting because sometimes, like, I'll write two characters that are meant to be a couple, and then I just can't see them together. And then like another project will have two characters that like just they soulmate. They soulmate as a verb. They soulmate because I don't know what it is. Sometimes I think it is just like magic, if you will. I think there is a kind of magic in writing and in like what works and what doesn't. I think sometimes it just does or it doesn't. Like there's not anything you can do about it. You know, like I have my favorite couples that I've ever written, and I have like I would never like I don't have any couples that I do not like. That would be crazy, but I could rank them, I think. So yeah, I want to put that out there that I do think sometimes it's just the characters, again, as a verb, they soulmate. They soulmate so hard that you can't even explain it. But we're going to try to explain it because I do think there are things you can do to show that they have chemistry and to show that they have romantic feelings for each other and to like make the reader root for them and to make your reader believe in them. And I feel like that in books I read too. Like sometimes you're like, I really believe these people, and then sometimes you're like, they're getting divorced. Okay, let's get into how to write chemistry. My first tip / first thing that you can show on page is banter, and teasing. One of my favorite love languages in real life and also on page is when two characters are kind of mean to each other. Not mean to each other, but like just not afraid to give each other shit, like back and forth. I think I like it because it creates this sense that they are not afraid to hurt each other's feelings because they respect each other and they love each other, and they know that the other person doesn't mean it, like when they're teasing. And also like teasing can be funny and it can be like intellectually stimulating for your characters to volley back and forth, which can create that connection. And I also think like that's probably the first thing people think when they're like, I need to write chemistry. You think banter and the back and forth and the teasing and the poking fun. I do think there are ways to write couples that don't have banter, because in June Gloom there are two main couples. One of them banters like crazy and the other couple does not. I think that they are both equally perfect for each other. It just is kind of like what the characters are like. If you have like a super shy couple, they're not going to be like bantering with each other and calling each other like, you know, you asshole, you know, okay princess, whatever. Like they're not going to say that. So make sure that, you know, it fits your characters' personalities of like how they show their chemistry for each other. But I do think banter is a good one, and banter and teasing and kind of like poking fun, that's one of my favorite ones. It's so cute when two characters are like, I hate you, but then deep down but then inside they're like, I like them. I giggle. It's so cute. And yeah, like I said, I think it shows respect and like understanding between them, to be able to say those things without offending the other. And also the banter itself, like not just the intention behind the banter itself, the teasing, it just shows like that they can keep up with each other and that they are equals, and that just is like so good. It's just so sizzling chemistry. My next tip is to make sure that your characters respect each other. I already mentioned that 5 seconds ago. With banter, I feel like when I read romance novels and you know like the guy is like objectifying her and like being like, she's mine, my property, you can do a she's mine moment, you can do possessive, but just like the objectifying of it and also like constantly possessive is a little scary. I love a jealousy scene, hot. I love possessiveness in like tiny doses, but like specifically the male main character, because I feel like I see this too much where he does not respect her. He does not respect her. He should think that she is like the most beautiful, the most intelligent, the most capable. Like, he should just think so highly of her and have so much respect for her. And I feel like that's lacking a lot of the time in romance novels. Like, he should think that she hung the moon in the stars. And I don't care if that's not realistic. This is a book. I don't care. Like, he should be pining and yearning, and like, he should be like just like dropping to his knees when she walks in the room and like scrubbing her feet. Like, he should hold her in such high regard and respect her so much. And then the reverse, or maybe the inverse is the better word for that also, like, she should respect him. And I think not just like respect each other, like be like, oh, he's so accomplished, like, I respect him as a businessman. Like, she should be like, he's such a good guy, he has such a good heart, he's such a good human. Like, I think at the base level, your characters, your couple, should think that the other one is such a good human being, such a good soul. They should respect each other's core values and just like take away everything. Like, take away like the lust, take away the chemistry and like that bantering, and just be left with like that they love each other down to the soul. They love each other down to the bone. I think that just creates such believable couples and believable chemistry when they just like wholeheartedly, without a doubt, believe that the other person is incredible, is capable, is the best person they've ever met, is strong, caring, kind, generous. Like, I love when like character A will be like, I'm nervous, I don't know if I can do this, and character B is like confused because they're like, how could you ever think that you were not capable of stuff, because of anything, because they just respect each other and hold each other in such high regard that they can't even imagine like not feeling that way. I feel like that is missing a lot of the time in romances. I think authors focus too much on the chemistry, which I know this is a chemistry video, but I feel like respecting each other so much, that is the highest form of chemistry. It's the way that they just perfectly mesh. That's what chemistry is. But I think a lot of the time there's too much of a focus put on the flirting and the bantering and the spice and the like hotter, more like sizzling parts of the romance, and not as much focus put on, do they love each other like completely, I was gonna say stripped bare, but like they often do, but I just mean like, if you take away everything, you know, because like they see each other and they're like, oh, she's hot, he's hot, whatever, take that away. Do they still like each other? You know, they have the banter, they have the understanding, take that away. Do they still love each other? And do they respect the other person and like who they are and their place in the world, if that makes sense? I don't know if that makes sense. I really like kind of how I put it earlier, of just they should love each other down to the soul, if that makes sense. Like, that makes romance believable to me, because like bad things happen in life, you know. You get older, you lose your charm and looks, but do they love who each other is, like how generous they are, what their goals are, what their aspirations are, who they want to be, who they want to come across as, or like, you know, the kind of person that they want to be, the kind of person that they are, the kind of person that they were. Like, do they love every little side of this person's soul? Do they respect them and just think of them as such a good human? I think there's a lot of chemistry in that, and I think there's a lot of believability in that. My next tip kind of piggybacks off of the last one, or is kind of similar. They should want the best for each other. kind of going back to where like a character is doubting themselves and then their partner is like, what? Like, not like they should show support and compassion, like they shouldn't be like confused, but on the inside they're confused of like, how could you ever think that you were not capable? So just like this belief that your partner can do anything that they dream of, because again, you respect them so much, and also just wanting the best for them and wishing the best for them, because again, your characters think that each other is such a good human, such a good heart, such a good soul, that they just believe that they deserve the world, and they believe it so wholeheartedly that they can't even imagine their counterpart not deserving that, if that makes sense. Like, it's just their reality that their partner is so capable and incredible, again, a good soul. I also think in wanting the best for them and respecting them, I think there also is a level of pushing, because I love when I also hear about this in real life, but I've never been in love, so I don't know. I've never been in a relationship, so I don't know, but I hear about this. It's like when somebody believes the best in you, you want to be better. You want to live up to those expectations, but also you don't feel pressure because you know that that person loves you no matter what. But I think when you have just like this undying, unconditional support and just belief that you are capable and strong and all of the things that like you maybe don't think you are but you want to be, like when you have somebody that believes you are and just believes in you in general, like believes in the now and believes in what you could be, I just feel like that is just so romantic. I love when I hear like somebody's like, I gotta shape up, you know, to be the person that she thinks that I am, or like he thinks that I am. And it's not that your character needs to shape up. I don't really like the like I can fix him trope. I don't love that, but it just is sort of more like you feel empowered because there's somebody out there in your corner that already believes in you like way more than you ever could. So yeah, they like want the best for each other. They believe that the other person can have the best. They believe that the other person deserves the best. It's again that sort of like they love each other with everything, all outside forces taken away, and they just believe that this is a good soul that I have found, and I just want them to be the best they can be. I want them to be happy. I want them to get everything they ever wanted. And I think that is so cute. My next tip is a more of a thing that you can show on page of like showing the chemistry, and that is show concern and show compassion for each other. I just love a scene where a character is like stressed and no one else notices, except that's right, their love interest notices, and shows that concern, shows that compassion, notices the little things about them. That is chemistry. Noticing is chemistry to me. Yeah, I feel like that one's pretty self-explanatory. Show compassion, show concern for each other, and your characters should be like so ready to just drop everything to help each other. Like, it again all goes back to like just believe that the other person is just the purest little soul that's ever walked the earth, but not afraid to call them out. Of course, like I don't want anything like, I don't want like delusional love where you think someone's like better than they are, but I just love when like in a book a character's partner just believes in them and like supports them, and just like, you know, if a character's insecure about something, their partner's like, how could you ever be insecure about that? You're just great. I just feel like that is love. That is chemistry, that is personalities meshing, that is two people meshing, and I feel like you can show that on page by having your characters be concerned, be compassionate, ready to drop everything for the other, like at any given moment. Oh, so sweet. Ready to like make changes, ready to just like devoted. So chemistry filled devotion. Okay, and then my last and final tip is my own personal method that I kind of start with when I am planning a couple. So basically I take two characters and I like to kind of write down what each of their fatal flaw is, or like a incorrect belief that they have about themselves or about the world, and then I want the other person to prove them wrong. And I just feel like that creates instant chemistry and instant, like, it makes them instantly click when they have something that, what's the word, like adds to the other character's life, or like improves their worldview, or like makes them feel better, like fills kind of like a hole in their heart. I feel like when I see that in books, I'm like, oh my god, like I'm instantly rooting for these couple. I'm instantly rooting for this couple because I want the characters to be happy, and I can see on page clearly written out that they fulfill each other and they make each other happy, and so obviously I root for them, and that is chemistry. So I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna apply this to my couples. My little narcissist self. Here I go again. Maisie and Logan. Oh my gosh. My heart fills with warmth when I think of them. Anyway, Logan has kind of grown up in an environment where he has been taught that everyone sucks and everyone's love is conditional, and that he's not really worthy of love, or that he's like not allowed to make mistakes, or else he will lose the love that is already so fragile. Like once he has the love, he's like very like an anxiously attached type, you know, where he's like just waiting for the other shoe to drop, because that's how he was raised. And then Maisie, on the other hand, she was raised in a very loving environment, great friends, good guardian, but her entire life she's felt a little bit different from her peers. She's into more bookish things, and she's into music more than other people. She feels more deeply than other people. She thinks, you know, the thing about my books is that I would like the message of that we're all more alike than we think, but this is kind of Maisie's fatal flaw, is that she just perceives that she is different and there's something wrong with her. So when they come into each other's lives, Maisie shows Logan that love is not conditional, and that you're allowed to make mistakes, and you still deserve someone to be there at the end of the day, to like, you know, when everybody else hates you, you deserve to have at least one person, more than that, but you deserve to have one person who's just there and never moves, never leaves, and just takes the stress of everything away. Logan has always had to carry things himself and like taken on a lot of responsibility at a young age, and with Maisie he's allowed to just he's allowed to put the world down and like just be free. He makes her feel free, makes him feel his age, makes him be able to just forget about all the worries, and also she loves him unconditionally. Of course, like, he does make mistakes in the book, and she's not like, you know, just blindly accepting apologies for dumb shit. Like, she holds him to it, but at the end of the day, her support of him, even if there's times where throughout the series that she's like, they're not doing well, her support for him at the end of the day, her support more than her love is always there. She has like unconditional support for him, and so that's something that she offers him, and their connection offers him, that he does not get from anyone else. And then he shows Maisie that, you know, she deserves to be understood. She deserves somebody who takes the time to know why she likes her book so much, why she likes this song so much, why she deserves someone who takes the time to know her and to understand her and to get her, and who does it because they want to, and because they think that she's great, and they just want to understand every little part of her mind. And that's something that he gives her, and that their relationship, their connection gives her, that she has never had from anyone else. And so when you give your characters things like that they give each other, that they do not get from anyone else, that's what makes their connection special. That's what makes their chemistry special, because that's what makes it different from a best friend. That's what makes it different from a close relationship with a parent. With the romantic relationships, there should be something special that has me rooting for it because the characters do not get it from anywhere else. If that makes sense. And I just feel like that's kind of like my template when I'm like writing a new couple. It's like, what do they give each other? What do they offer each other? It sounds transactional. For me as an author, it is kind of transactional because I do it on purpose. I wrote them to offer that, but like to them, in their world, it's not transactional. It's just a special connection, special person. So, yeah. That's kind of my couple hack, if you were wondering. Yeah, that is it for this video. Hope the microphone worked out. Let me know your thoughts on anything I talked about in this video, microphone or otherwise. Let me know if you have any questions about romantic chemistry. Let me know if I didn't cover anything or was confusing and incoherent. Happens. Also, comment down below what videos you would like to see from me. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe for more content like this. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a really great day. Bye! Shouldn't do that. Bye!